It has been a minute, boys. I've not been uploading daily on this channel for 3 months, I guess. And the last video I made here was I probably have a brain tumor, and I never followed up. I don't actually have a brain tumor. I ended up going in for my MRI. Same day I got it out, I came up negative, which was cool. No brain tumor. And apparently I work out hard enough to where my body raised my prolactin levels, which made them think that I think it was my pineal gland had a growth on it, and it didn't have a growth a couple months before the blood work, and so they thought that it was a tumor in my brain. Some of them are benign, but this one was just here very rapidly and caused quite a spike in prolactin, and so they figured it might be a big deal. So I went in, I got my MRI like a week after. I think I was 2 days out, or maybe 1 day out, when I made that video. And yeah, I did not have one. The reason why I have not been posting is twofold. One, my personal life had just been like exploding. Just had my own drama going on of my own causes, which is kind of tough, but nothing if not my fault. Women, talking to women has definitely complicated my life. Is it worth it? I think so. Probably. Not entirely sure. Um, but it kind of is what it is, right? Um, I guess I don't want to. You get used to company, you get used to how people feel. You enjoy some people. Then you spend time with them. It is different than how it was, especially just a few months ago. Coming out of the isolation arc, which was what, November to April, I think. November to April. Then we met up with GT, and that is still going. I mean, it's not like poor. We're talking to a couple other people as well, but nothing too horrendous. Everything is rather calm now. Everybody kind of knows about each other, and that is what it is. That's drama in some places and not drama in others, and uh, um. Anyway, I went to China. I was in China. If you guys don't know, I'm a mobile gamer on my main channel, which I think I've mentioned here before. I don't know. I don't usually post it. It's my job. Everybody has their job. Some people serve coffee. Some people, do graphs. Some people analyze stuff. I'm a mobile game YouTuber. I am a good mobile gamer. I'm an incredibly lazy, bad YouTuber. I'm horrific at YouTubing. I don't know how to edit. I'm not good at technology. I know relatively what people do with behaviors, but frankly, I'm just too lazy to do most of it. I pay editors. I never change my tags. I never change my descriptions. I'm just really good at the game I play, and people want to watch me because of that and my personality. So thank God I'm funny. If not, I'd be toast. But I got a message from a company in China, called Tencent. If you guys don't know, Tencent is like China's Microsoft, and so there's a collaboration between Tencent and Microsoft. I'm probably gonna have to revise some of the stuff on this channel just because my main channel will almost certainly blow up, based off of my trip to China and the connections I made there and the commercial I filmed there, and the game I'll be playing will almost certainly be incredibly popular. It was the biggest opportunity I've ever received in my entire life, bar none. I always talk about being normal. I will never get struck by lightning. I'll never win the lottery. I will never get attacked by a shark. I will never, find $500 on the ground. Like, these types of things I don't get, right? And I want to say that was kind of broken for me when I thought I almost had a brain tumor, because that's like getting struck by lightning. That's such a ridiculously, obscenely, it's comical. It's like a comically bad event. Like, oh, you have a brain tumor. And I thought I had a brain tumor. My whole family thought I had a brain tumor. I thought I was going to die frankly. This is another reason why I wasn't really uploading on anything or really working at all, because I was like, oh, like I'm toast, like I'm actually dead. And like that was right after my personal life had exploded, and so my personal life explodes. I find out I probably have a brain tumor, and I'm just like I'm trying to like make everything work. Um, anyway, I get this offer. I did not know it was Tencent when I got to China, so I just thought it was a mobile gaming company. They wanted to fly me out. They wanted to do a commercial. It's my first time in China ever. I got real brave to do this. They paid for everything, and they paid me a nice little bag, and they said, "Come to China. We'll record." It turns out that everything I've done in my entire life gave me the perfect Venn diagram to be incredibly useful to both Tencent and Microsoft in their collaboration. I've been an Age of Empires player for like 20 years. I've been a mobile gamer for about 10 years. And I'm a very competitive player, whether that comes to the mobile games I play, whether that comes from my number one Pantheon ranking in League of Legends in Season 8, number one Urgot, number one Trundle, or in NA, obviously. I'm not the best player, but I did a lot of coaching professionally, and I brought that to the mobile gaming sphere. And I brought like a lot of concepts from really competitive gaming like League of Legends into the mobile game that I play, making me one of the best mobile game players in that genre, like full stop. So that was incredibly impactful in getting me to China and getting me to sit down with everybody in Tencent. I land in China. They bring me there. They're driving, and we're on the way. To a dinner with Tencent, and I actually don't know who the client is at this point. I don't even know who the studio is that flew me out. All I know is that they paid for it, and they want a commercial, and they're going to pay me, and that they checked out with my coworkers. Because I talked to my coworkers, my fellow mobile game YouTubers. I call them coworkers. I mean, it's not like we sit down in a cubicle together, but they're people that I've known for years that work in the same space as me. Some people like them more, and some people like them less, but usually the people that like them less play the games with them. I mean, I played with them sometimes, but truly, like, these are just my peers. Like, these are my fellow content creators. And so I talked to a much bigger content creator than me. He helped me negotiate the pay that I was going to get. He helped me, he vouched for them that they were good. Ahead of time, I had talked to a lot of other content creators I saw getting sponsors from these guys to push my name forward. And when push came to shove, I got pushed in there. Part one, because I'm a very competitive player, they knew who I was. Part two, because I have a passport at all times because I'm Panamanian. So I'm always going out of country. Not everybody has one, and so not everybody could go. And to be honest, it was insane. On the drive there, I was told that it was Tencent. My chest almost exploded. I've never had such a shock, maybe ever. The biggest game studio I've worked with is a game studio called Lilith. And they've released like quite a few very large mobile games. However, Lilith is not the biggest studio, right? They can afford some things, but at the end of the day, like, I wouldn't call them fledgling necessarily, but like they have one title that is their biggest title by far, and that title has earned them enough money to build more infrastructure, right? They have other games, but those games are a consequence of their first game. Whereas Tencent, decided to put a large cash investment into a studio to release a mobile game in collaboration with Microsoft. So it's a different type of money, right? Like Tencent doesn't need to have this be profitable immediately. They'd probably rather it be, but it doesn't have to be. Whereas Lilith needed their IPs to be profitable immediately to expand, as I understand it. Or maybe I'm just speculating into the void, but that's how I see it. I don't see Lilith as high powered as Tencent. And so I'd never worked with a company of Tencent's size. The fact that Tencent would even want me, or the studio that they subcontracted for this, the fact that they even want me anywhere near this is crazy to me, right? So I get to the dinner, it's an incredibly fancy location. There's nobody else there. It is just us, and I'm eating like a bunch of Chinese traditional food, and I'm just talking about player behaviors, what questions to ask, like how competitors have done this in the past. I've been playing mobile games for 10 years. Game of War Fire Age, Primal Wars, Tribal Wars, Lords Mobile, Dawn of Titans, Rise of Kingdoms. I played a little bit of Call of Dragons. I played Infinite Galaxy. I played a ton of titles very competitively, right? And I played a lot of these titles from when they started to when they died, right? I had a lot of them. So I know a ton about mobile games. I know a ton about when they were successful, why they were successful. I know why they died. I know the feeling of the player base while they were dying. Like I'm plugged in. Not only am I plugged in, I'm handsome, I'm charismatic, and so I can talk very eloquently. And I best believe that my heart was in my throat the entire time as I was sitting at a table with like the most important people I've ever been in a room with ever, bar none. It wasn't even close, right? And the people they represented, insane. I have never in my life been anywhere near so much money physically. I've talked to some very rich people, especially coaching the games that I coach, but to be there, to be flown to China, it's different. Um, and so I told them everything. Really, it was another world of awesomeness, kind of. And then I went to film a commercial, and I met up with the Microsoft guys, and these two Microsoft guys have been working. One had them been working at Microsoft for 30 years. The other had been working at Age of Empires for like probably like 20, right? Like pulled it out the mud. It was phenomenal stuff. Not working on for 20, but like at least like 10 plus. Like you've been working there a minute, more than a minute. He was one of the main hands pulling Age of Empires out of the dirt. And so it was a humbling experience being near not only the Tencent guys, which were the most important guys I'd ever been near, but now Microsoft guys, which were now the most important people I had ever been in the same room with. And I was in the same room with both of them at the same time, and both of them wanted my expertise. Both of them were asking questions from me about how their game would do. Humbling. But I'm an expert. I was made in a lab to answer these questions, right? I know the Microsoft IP because I've been playing for 20 years. I know mobile games because I've been playing them for 10 years. I know YouTube because I've been doing it for 7. I've been playing mobile game YouTube for 5 years while simultaneously playing Age of Empires content in the background, watching all the tournaments, playing a lot, staying competitive. I am the bridge between these two worlds, and I have all the information that they need on it while simultaneously being there to record a commercial. It was just perfect. Anyway, point is, I'm not rich now, but I'm gonna be paid like a pretty good amount of money to play this game, and I'm gonna be making the same I was making before, playing the other game at the same time. And now I have to do an extra, I don't know, 14 hours of work a week, maybe 20 hours a week tops. 20 hours a week, and I'm making way more than I did before. It's just not close. And that's it. That's my life now. So that's where I've been. I don't know if this channel is going to continue, just because the whole point of this lifestyle channel was to transition away from mobile games and become a different type of YouTuber. And there's no need for that anymore. I have succeeded. I will no longer be a mediocre, middling YouTuber for the rest of my life. Also, I am publishing more poetry, so perhaps my writing will do well too. Who knows? Anyway, guys, probably gonna release a couple more videos after this, but I don't know. I don't know how to ever go back. This is a new chapter in my life. I'm no longer the gutter rat. I am no longer the poor starving artist. No longer a lot of things. 25, I'm in my mid-20s. I'm a man. And I suppose I've made something for myself. Or we'll see. Ideally, I don't mess this up, but it's looking good. Anyway, guys, catch you later.